everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sophie and I would love it if you click that big red subscribe button down below and turn on that notification bell as well so that you never miss a video. Now, if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you will know that 1, I love languages, and 2, I recently started a full-time job which involves me commuting to London most days. I usually get home around 7 p.m. and I still have to have dinner and do a bunch of other things, so I really do not have so much time to dedicate to language learning as I used to when I was studying languages full-time at university and basically dedicated my entire life to language learning. But I still want to learn languages, so I've had to really adapt my language learning routine to fit around my busy schedule, and I know that that can be quite challenging. So that's where the sponsor of today's video, LingQ, comes in. LingQ is founded by the polyglot Steve Kaufman, who you probably already know because he has a very successful YouTube channel and speaks like 20 languages, which is insane. But anyway, LingQ allows you to learn languages through the content you enjoy, which if you already have an incredibly busy schedule and only have a couple of hours, or maybe not even a couple of hours a day to dedicate to language learning, you really need to be motivated to learn languages. And if you're learning through content which you enjoy, you're going to be a lot more motivated. So what can you actually do with LingQ, and why is it such a useful tool for learning a language? Well, let me show you now. I've got the desktop app open on my laptop, but you can download the phone version as well, which is perfect for if you're on the go, if you want to download lessons to learn offline, or if you're just going to be away for a few days. So that's something you actually could do on your commute, but I do not do that because I'm always standing, and yeah, I don't want to try and learn a language whilst I'm trying not to fall over every time the train stops all of a sudden. Yeah, anyway, I'll show you what you can do on LingQ. I'll give you my honest opinion, and yeah, let's go. What can you do with LingQ? So first of all, when you open LingQ, you're able to see the lessons that you've already been learning. It always opens on German for some reason, but I haven't learned very much German using LingQ, as you can tell. But yeah, you can see which language you're learning up here, and you can add a new language if you want to learn something new. But you can also see how many words I've learned per language. So you can see that Spanish is the language I've been learning the most, just because that's the one that I use in my full-time job. And despite the fact that I use it in my full-time job, I know that my Spanish is far from perfect, and I really want to work on improving my Spanish, particularly because, you know, I use it in my job, which does mean that my other languages kind of get neglected a bit currently, but I'm still trying to learn them as well. So yeah, and when you open up a language, we'll open up Spanish because that's the one I've done the most. Oh, you can see I lost my streak because I didn't study on here yesterday. Whoops. But you can see you can select a different level. So for Spanish, I've got it set for advanced 1 to 2 because, you know, I studied it at uni and I'm using it in my job, so I think that makes me like a pretty advanced level. But for Italian, for example, I've been doing beginner's Italian, which I haven't used so much, and you can see I learnt Peppa Pig because when I first opened this and as a beginner I was like, I don't even know what to start with, and I thought children's programs will be easy, so I went with Peppa Pig, and I still didn't know half the words because I'm literally like very, very beginner in Italian. But yeah, we'll go back to Spanish. So you can change the level, and you can see, yeah, your lessons you've been studying, and you can see different categories, and these are all the lessons that people have already imported to LingQ, but you can actually import your own lessons as well, which is something I'll show you how to do in a bit. But that's a great option. Maybe if you're reading an ebook, you can open that up in LingQ and learn that through LingQ. If you find it an interesting blog post or article, you can open that up in LingQ and learn through LingQ, which is amazing that you can do that. So let's actually move on to opening a lesson now, and I can show you how you actually learn a language with LingQ. And I'm going to go to courses because that's another thing that I should mention as well. There are entire courses on LingQ that you can follow. So you can see there's a course here for Encanto, which is actually level intermediate, but I just learned it. Well, I've been studying it anyway because it's quick and easy and I like the film Encanto. But yeah, we're going to open this Quintos one up because that's quite advanced, and in fact I started learning this one because I recognised it from a university class where we had to read in advance Instrucciones para subir una escalera for homework and then go through it in class. And let me tell you, it was so much easier learning it on LingQ, where I didn't have to keep searching in a dictionary for all the words, because I'll show you in a minute as I open up a new lesson. Let's go for this one. I haven't learned this one. But yeah, on LingQ, when you open it up, you can see lots of words are highlighted. Now, these are words that you have not learned yet. It's possible that you have learned them outside of LingQ. I found when I first opened up LingQ, everything was blue because obviously I hadn't learned anything on LingQ, but so like even simple, very basic words were highlighted blue. But
Invasión.
You click on it, you can hear it, you can select a translation, and let's say I don't know what that is, so I'll go, okay, I don't know what that is, I've selected a translation, this is a new word, it's level 1, it's new. But if I knew what it was, oh, I don't know why I'm highlighting everything, I could select it as known, then it'll be white, won't be highlighted. I will never review this word again, as you could also review vocabulary on LingQ. But if I mark it as, yeah, if I decided to mark this as level 2, it means I recognise it, but I don't quite know it. So I will still review this word, but I wouldn't review this word as much as, let's say, if I put hostal as level 1, I would review that more. I don't know why Marina as, I thought it was a name for a second then. No, Navy. It is a name as well. I'm just automatically seeing it as a name because I read the novel Marina. Yeah, so you can select all these different words and listen to everything, which makes it super easy to learn. There's also audio, so you can listen along to, listen as you read, which is super helpful for seeing how, learning how everything's pronounced. I think being able to listen and have the transcript there makes it so much easier to learn a language. I'm not going to play the audio right now, but yeah, you can play, listen along. You can't move until the next page until you've marked all of the highlighted words as either known or, unknown. So what if you can't find anything that you actually want to learn and study on LingQ, which I'm sure is going to be highly unlikely because there's so many different categories here. I mean, you've got travel, books, news, songs, pretty much everything, but it wouldn't be a problem anyway because you have this import button here. You can either import a lesson manually or import an ebook, or you can install a Google Chrome extension so that whenever you're just on a website or something and you want to import that into LingQ, you can. But if you click import lesson, you can also copy and paste a text into LingQ and learn that way. But I'm going to open this webpage about 12 different incredible journeys for train lovers in Spain. If I import this, if I open up, I could choose which language I want to import it into. So obviously I want to import it into Spanish. If I import that, done. Okay. Open this. So now I'm able to view this lesson in LingQ. I can see all of the words that I haven't learnt before highlighted in blue. As with all the other lessons, there isn't audio at the moment, but it says I can generate lesson audio as well. So yeah, you can still follow along and listen to everything. So yeah, it's still a great way to learn. And I probably will actually study this later, but not now because I need to finish filming this video. So now I want to talk about how you actually learn vocabulary through LingQ, because yes, I've told you, you can highlight all these words depending on whether or not you know them and how well you know them, but obviously you need to review those or you're not going to remember them. So you can see up here where it says library and playlist, you have the vocabulary option. I can see all of the words that I've highlighted before. I can ignore them or change the level if I'm like, oh, actually I don't know why I highlighted that word, it must have been a mistake, I do know that word. Or I can just review.
Aparte.
And I can say that aparte is besides. Did I get it correct? Yes, I did. So I can move on to the next word. I can mark it as known. I'm going to mark it as known. And then I get myself 3 coins because I learnt a word and I have gone completely out of focus. But yeah, that's how to use LingQ. Now it's time for my review, my overall opinions. So what is my overall opinion of LingQ? Well, I'm sure you can already guess that my opinion of LingQ is quite high because, well, it is. I love using LingQ. And that is partly because I've always been a strong believer that we need to consume content in our target languages in order to really and truly learn that language. This is something I've always done. I've always read novels in the languages I've been studying. I've always watched Netflix shows in the languages I've been studying. I've always kept a little vocab book as well where I have written down new words I've seen in articles I've read, but that's always been so time consuming because I would have to then look up those words in a dictionary and then import them either into a flashcard learning app or write my own flashcards, and by the time I'd done that I usually then wouldn't want to review them because I'd already spent like an hour or so doing that and didn't have the attention span anymore to review them. Whereas on LingQ it's so much easier because I don't have to necessarily look up these words in a dictionary because someone may have already imported a translation for that word, and I don't have to add them to, you know, a flashcard app because LingQ automatically adds them to that review section where I can review, which means I am more likely to review those words because with my vocab book I found that some of those words I'd never even create flashcards for and would never review because it was just so time consuming, and I don't have the time for that. And LingQ just makes it so much easier and does that for you. So I really like LingQ. I think it's a really good way to learn a language. I don't really have anything negative to say about LingQ. I will say I preferred it for the I have preferred using LingQ for the languages that I have a more advanced level in. Italian, for example, as a beginner, like a very beginner, I didn't really know where to start, and I was seeing some like words conjugated in the future tense which I haven't got around to learning yet, so I was like, I don't really know what these are, but I imagine if you were like, if I was actually properly dedicated time to learning Italian, which I'm not, it would be really good, like, you know, alongside that other learning, alongside the learning the grammar, for example. But I really like LingQ. It's something that I'm going to continue using for a long time because it is really helping me to learn my languages, and I actually have a 35% discount code for you all, which I will leave down below in the description box. I want to say a big thank you to LingQ again for sponsoring this video. Yes, the video is sponsored, but the opinions are all my own, and this is something that I am going to continue using, so believe me, I I love LingQ, I do recommend LingQ. And if you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, please do give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps me out, and click that big red subscribe button down below to see more videos from me. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!